Hi there. I think it's time I started doing movie reviews again. The reason why I haven't been doing this lately is because I just simply haven't had the heart to. But now I'm feeling the call to express my opinions again, so why not? Now, I've been going to see a ton of movies this year, and if I reviewed all of them at once, that would be insane. So instead, I've decided to just review a few movies I've seen this year that have been on my mind. And here they are. First up is Doctor Strange. Maybe it's because I've been on a kick for the weird lately, but I loved Doctor Strange. And I'll admit, it does follow the superhero formula to a T. A rich asshole gets into an accident, he learns the ways of the Force, and then becomes a superhero. But for how much of an experience it was worth going to see on the big screen twice for me. This movie was trippy and had some of the most insane visuals I've ever seen in my life. Half of it isn't even a movie, it was an experience. It's a roller coaster ride of bizarre imagery mixed in with everything you want out of the Marvel movies. The action scenes are great, and thanks to the movie's premise, are also creative. And of course, the good snappy dialogue is there, meaning the movie is also funny. And on top of that, I enjoyed the story too. I like how the main character becomes more likable as the movie goes. I also found his powers interesting, and the world he enters in this movie is a lot of fun. I've always felt that if they made a sequel to Inception, they should do something like this to take it in a different direction. Like, what if you used the Inception machine to dive into the mind of a nerd, and then into a fantasy world created in his head? So, Doctor Strange is somewhere along the lines of the direction they could take. So overall, I really enjoyed Doctor Strange, and it's the first Marvel movie in ages where I'm actually looking forward to a sequel. The next movie I want to talk about is The Accountant. This is a movie that I really wanted to like more than I did. They finally created an Aspie action hero. Thank you. But it took me a while to come to a conclusion about this movie, and here's why. The main character of this movie is great. They created a complex, interesting character who has this huge backstory for why he's like this. And despite what some people say, I actually like Ben Affleck's performance in this movie. Him having this blank, expressionless face was part of his character, and I noticed some other subtle touches while watching him. There was stuff like not being able to keep eye contact with others while talking to them. And because of his huge backstory, the movie creates a good reason for why he's like this. So, the movie has a great main character, which is why it's a shame to say that the movie he's in kinda breaks apart. The main story is slow and it takes a while to actually start. I do understand that this is a drama at its forefront, but come on, even dramas have better pacing than this. There's also a truly useless subplot about a government man played by J.K. Simmons and a woman who are trying to track him down. The two plot threads never crisscross into each other, and honestly, you could have cut them all out and you would have lost nothing. That's what the movie's biggest problem is. It feels like they had a great main character but just didn't have a good movie for him. And while they did try, what they ended up with just felt kind of overbloated and not very well put together. It's clear that this movie's script needed a rewrite. Like I said, I enjoyed the main character and I do think that there is something here in the plot. It's an ambitious movie, just one that leaves something to be desired. Next is Arrival. This was the most intriguing movie I've seen all year. I did think it was kind of weird how the critics were reviewing it months before it came out in theaters. And over the years, I've learned that it's a better idea to not set your expectations soaring into the sky. So I was kind of skeptical, but also open-minded to see if this movie really was as good as everybody was making it out to be. And after actually seeing it, yeah, it really was pretty damn good. This movie was atmospheric, engaging, and was slow but in a good way. For me, its strength lied in its brilliant new take on the alien visitor genre. We have had movies like this in the past where the aliens come down to talk with us instead of, blow us up. But in order to find out why the aliens are here, the humans have to learn their language. And while that's happening, the aliens are trying to learn the humans' language as well. That was fascinating. And the way the movie was paced made it a joy to watch these two species interact with each other. But the thing that really made the movie was the twist ending, which is so clever and so thought-provoking that it actually gives you an entirely new outlook on the movie. I guess if I did have one nitpick, is that I did find one little contrivance within the ending. And don't get me wrong, it's still a good ending, I just feel like there was something that I missed. As such, while I do think it is definitely a great movie, I feel like it's just a cut below the masterpiece the critics are making it out to be. But even with that one little flaw, this movie is still sticking with me. If you're up for a movie that's not only thought-provoking but is also entertaining, then this is the movie you've been looking for. Check it out. And finally, we have Your Name, the latest big anime movie to come out of Japan. This movie has been garnering so much hype. This movie has been doing so well in Japan, like it's actually become the 4th highest grossing anime movie in that country. It's been challenging Studio Ghibli movies. And I thought it was good. You know, I don't quite think it's the masterpiece everybody's been making it out to be, though. Okay, let me explain what the plot of this movie is. It's about a boy and a girl who are having these dreams about being in each other's bodies. The dreams happen more and more frequently until finally they realize that they're actually not dreaming. They really are swapping each other's bodies. And yes, it leads to those jokes. You know which ones I'm talking about. So what could possibly be making me not go on board this movie's hype train? My one gripe with the movie is that I thought it had pacing issues. The first third of it was a straight-up comedy, and don't get me wrong, it's a good comedy, but I felt that some of the jokes were a little obvious. Like after I watched them, I was thinking, of course they'd go for something like that. And I almost thought I knew where it was going to go, up until the middle happened. There is a twist in this movie which is so shocking and so unexpected it made the entire thing worth it. In fact, that's one of the things that I found that I look forward to whenever I go to see one of these anime movies. They have this welcome tendency to get unexpectedly epic, and Your Name does this marvelously. But what really holds this movie together are the two main characters. They have chemistry, they have relatable problems, and like I said, it was a lot of fun watching them dive into each other's lives and seeing how they reacted to each other. And as a lot of people have been pointing out, it's refreshing to see a body swap movie used as a romance. As far as I know, that's never been done before. I guess if I did have one more nitpick, it's that I didn't like how the ending was done. This ties into my main problem with the movie about the pacing issues. The last act of this movie felt kinda stretched out. It just didn't really work for me. So yeah, it's not the perfect masterpiece everybody's making out to be, but I'm still glad that I saw it. And besides, what other movie can you call an epic body swap movie? No, really, I want to know. Somebody give me an answer. That concludes all the movies I've had on my mind. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you get a chance to watch some of these movies. And for now, see ya.